checking so.
No, yeah, it's great.
Okay, good, cool.
And we are live. We have with us Mo Sophie. Why don't you introduce yourself real quick? Your name, we already know that. Your location, your age, your occupation, and then of course the main topic for today, your height, because the topic is short kings. Is it hopeless for you? Should you even try? Is it hopeless or not? We're gonna find out. So yeah, your location, your occupation, your age, and your height.
Okay, so yeah, I go by the name Mo Sophie, 37 years old. I know I don't look like this. I was born in Afghanistan, but I wasn't even year old when I moved to Germany. So yeah, my whole life I live in Germany. I'm single. I do freelance video editing and thumbnail design as my main job, and that gave me the opportunity to travel last year.
Yeah. Okay.
And yeah,
and
the
your
most
height.
important thing, the height.
Okay.
I would say
So, yeah.
like this with the hair, could be 5'3", 5'4", on a good day.
Okay, you're
So,
about
yeah, super
to.
short.
I'm going to show some pictures on your Instagram. And again, if you just
Yeah.
joined us, or I think maybe the intro got cut off, we're here to talk about as a short king, what can you do, right? Your muscle mass, your body, if you're fat, if you're skinny, all that stuff can be improved. You can gain muscle mass. Your face, to a certain extent, you can grow a beard. You can do surgery on your face. You can get a skincare regimen. People are even doing this Luke's maxing stuff where they're, I don't know, giving themselves more of a jawline due to facial exercises and all this type of thing. But your height, that's pretty much the one thing you can't change. Just some weird surgery where you can, break your bones or something like that, and they stretch them over time. But for the most part, height ain't happening. And you're a fairly decent looking guy, but yeah, at 5'3", it must be pretty brutal. Can you go ahead and explain to us, especially there in Germany, what challenges have you faced as a guy who, stands only 5'3"?
So the problem with Germany is, or Europe in general, is that the people are taller on average. That's an issue.
Yeah. What's the average height? Yeah.
The average height of a German woman is 5'5" or 5'6".
Okay.
And I'm like 3-4 inches shorter than the average height of the woman here. So you have that issue. And another issue is with the immigrants here at the moment in Europe. It's not so good. Like, they don't like the immigrants, and being a Muslim. Like, I'm not strict with the religion, but yeah, you have those type of issues that you face in Europe and Germany.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Although your German's fluent, so maybe that helps a little bit. But you're saying because of a little bit of the ethnicity and certainly the height, and the average German guy is probably what, 5'11", 6 feet, something like that.
5'10", I think 5'11", yeah.
Yeah, 5'10", 5'11". So you're considerably shorter. Okay, so how often do you feel like you meet a girl, any situation, through friends, cold approach, night game, and you're just instantly, she just writes you off because of your height?
How often that happens? I would say like this. It always felt like I got friend zoned throughout my 20s a lot. That was painful, because they're like, yeah, you're a good looking guy, or you're nice, you're smart and shit, but it doesn't go beyond the friend zone. That is an issue that I always felt. And then many women, I think when I was like in my teenager years, like 18, 19 or so, it was a little bit easier. But I often heard back then a lot, like, if you were taller, you would have it easier, or like I would think about it, I had those rejections.
Wow. Yeah. So they actually would tell you, like, I would consider you, I would maybe potentially see you as more of a friend, or sorry, more than a friend. I would see you as like, a romantic prospect more than just a friend, but they would actually tell you your height is the reason.
They told me that. When I was a teenager, like 18, 19 years old, I heard that a couple of times. And that
tell me,
shapes your worldview and belief system.
Did that, can you tell me, I got a specific incident? Was there a specific girl that you had a crush on and you thought maybe you could push it out the friend zone, where you just like, oh, it was like a dagger through your heart? You're like, or some girl that you really liked where you felt like, yeah, it didn't work out because of your height holding you back?
That happened mostly online. Like
mostly
back
online.
Then, back in the days, like in the early 2000s, there were all types of different chat rooms. Maybe you remember that as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're similar in age. I'm 36 also. Yeah, you're 37, I'm 36, right? So yeah.
Yeah. They always liked the pictures and we had a conversation, but when it came to the height, that was the point where I got rejected.
And it's hard to hide it, even sitting down, Yeah. And like I said, you don't have a bad jawline, like, huh?
Yeah.
Oh no, I was just saying you don't have a bad jawline or anything. You don't have any deformities. You haven't looked, kind of like, model-esque, like, especially, in some of these photos, but online is just basically off limits for you. There's just doesn't work. The height always comes up and it's just pretty much hopeless and not even worth trying. Is that more or less what you're saying?
Not to the fullest. That sounds like super pessimistic. I mean, my first girlfriend, she was like 3 inches taller than me. German girl. But yeah, it's like you have to be lucky at the right situation and be there.
And I'm talking specifically online. Where
Yeah,
I know
online here in Germany, yeah.
yeah, specifically online. Yeah, I didn't mean overall. Yeah, because we're gonna a little bit of a spoiler alert. It's not hopeless for short kings.
Yeah.
There is a way. Maybe you kind of could tell this is not just a doomsday reporting live on how much it sucks to be a short man, and here's the painful experiences that they go through. No, we're gonna actually Black Tiger. Shout out to Black Tiger in the comments. I'm gonna put a comment on the screen. What do you think about this comment, Mo?
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Mo's way ahead of you. By the way, we will read super chats, but we can't always stop and do the questions. But if you at least like say a $10 super chat, I'll interrupt and we'll get to your question. Yeah, so you were saying, yeah, it's not hopeless. Even in Germany, you got a little bit of success, but not online. Talk about, was there any success in Germany before you had to go overseas and travel to other countries like Philippines, or was it just completely a lost cause there?
It was easier when I was younger, for sure. Teenager years, early 20s. But I think women change a little bit once they get older. They get more influenced from society. Like, you develop a certain character based on your childhood traumas and programming. It comes out later. That's what I felt, like a change during my mid-20s. That was super tough. I could have done better, for sure. Like, I mean, I started self-improvement when I was 29 years old. I had no clue before. Like, I think I was suffering from blue pill advice throughout my 20s. Yeah, that made it worse. But I mean, thankfully, I still had my experiences earlier.
Yeah.
So I wasn't like a full nerd. I was a virgin his whole life.
Yeah. No, I mean, you speak well. You speak with some confidence. I can tell that, you weren't like totally hopeless. But yeah, you said you didn't find like red pill dating advice. You were just following basic, like hold the door for her, tell her she's beautiful, listen to what she says. You were following that advice too early on in that.
Yeah, and then everyone finds the right girl and shit. You hear stuff
Right
like this. Just stay positive, be nice.
Okay.
Typical group shit.
So online was an absolute zero in Germany. In person, there was a little bit of success, but not very much. You felt like the majority of women would write you off because of your height. Now let's talk about solutions. Where did you go? What's been the best place? Did you find any countries where they were receptive to you, even despite your height?
So what I felt here in Germany, for example, the thing is that it's super multicultural. You see people from all different countries. Eastern European women were kind of more receptive towards me. Issue is still they're taller on average than the German girls, even. So, even then. But I felt like non-Western girls might be the solutions. We have to study the deeper psychology about that, why, but that's what I felt, man. And I was a broke student for the most part of my life. I didn't travel much. Although I made it 3 times to the USA. One time to Canada, but obviously it's a different world there. But man, I went to the Philippines. It happened like through client work. I went there, and I'm a freelancer, so I could work location independent.
Yeah, shout out to Mo if you need. He does YouTube thumbnails, long form video, short form video, some AI video generation, and other stuff as well. Let's share my screen yet again. I'm just doing that right now. I have a little album here. So actually, let's first, we're going to talk about the Philippines. We'll probably spend the bulk of that. This is a girl you met in Czech Republic. She lives in Germany. She's like a Czech-German girl. It's not the most high-quality photo.
Ukrainian. She's Ukrainian.
Oh, Ukrainian. Sorry. So I think in Germany, you were facing a little bit of a double whammy or a triple whammy. You didn't have the height, obviously, which is the main focus of this video. If you're just joining us now, he stands a whopping 5'3", which is, I mean, not to sound, too harsh on you, but it's kind of brutal. I mean, I'm just empathizing with you. It's really rough. Most women are going to write you off, but there is hope for the short kings. And this is even a girl that, again, we're going to get to the Philippines where the average height of a woman is about 5 feet even. Yeah, 5'0", 5 feet even. But you even had, so I think in Germany and maybe, you know, you could say America, UK, Australia, Canada, these more typical Western countries, it's not only the height, it's the inflated standards and delusional entitlement of these women as well. Would you agree with that?
There's some deeper psychology damage. I don't know like how to describe it. The culture for sure. It's weird, man.
Yeah, it is weird. So, but this girl, you met her at a club. This is a Cold Approach at a club, and she was a Ukrainian girl. So this is Eastern European. So even not necessarily even going to a country where the women are shorter, just getting out of a country where the standards are so high. And again, you can't really see her that well. You can't see her body, but she looks like the typical like hot blonde that most
I have
guys
a video,
would
yeah.
be about
I'll
it.
show you. I have a
Okay.
video, yeah.
Yeah.
She,
Do you
I
want
think she was
to just
2,
put
3
it to the
inches taller
screen?
than me.
Do you want to just put it to the screen right now to show the video? Are you ready or?
I'll put it on the camera.
Okay.
I'll show it on the camera. Yeah, I think she was 2, 3 inches taller than me. It was a
Okay.
party.
So she's about 5'5" or something. Good, man. Really good job.
Yeah. Thanks,
That
man.
one.
So it's not only like Asian women or Latin American women.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you been to Latin America?
No, man. But
Okay.
I'll try next year. Let's say if it happens that we are in Colombia at the same time, let's do some content in person.
Okay, cool. Not
Around
dying
the-
to go back to Colombia anytime soon. Maybe Barranquilla, definitely not Medellin. All right. Well, while you can just keep looking for that. While you're pulling that up, we're going to talk about the Philippines. I don't know if you're good at multitasking while you're searching for that video.
Yeah,
but
I don't have a video anymore, but I have another picture I can show like this.
that's fine. Let's just show some of the Philippine stuff. So there was a particularly cute girl. Yeah, I really like this one. She's almost Latina looking.
Yeah.
What's the story?
That's a
with this
nice
one?
story.
How did you meet this girl?
Interesting story. I'll keep it short. I was walking around like this, nicely dressed during the day, and there were 3 girls from far away noticing me. And I was walking past by them. I don't know what it was, but they did something. I was walking and turning around to them, and one of the girls were like, "You look nice" or something, she said to me from far away. So I was then walking back to them. But this girl who said, "You look nice," she was hooking me up with this one, her friend, because the friend probably told her, "This guy looks nice," or whatever it is. And she was also the best looking out of those 3. And she was, I think, 1 inch taller than me. And she testing me right away. Like when I came up to them, she was like this, like, you know, pointing out to the height. And I was laughing and saying, "No, I'm taller than you." Just making a joke back, you know. And she testing me right away. So be prepared for the shit tests.
So interesting. So very, very receptive, very, very friendly, but
so I got approached. Yeah.
Also a little bit shit testy. So you held the frame, and obviously it looks like very, very good things ensued.
Yeah, the first date was nice.
Nice.
I'd say.
So that's one great particular story. You got opened up. So yeah, I don't, most of my audience is a Passport Bro enthusiast like I am. Either you are a Passport Bro or you wish you could be a Passport Bro. So we don't need to talk about this too much, but think about that. Not only is he getting success with, again, they're not the most high quality photos, but she looks like a really pretty girl. She looks Latina, but again, not even this girl, but her friend opened her. And I guess, he did get a little bit of shit test, but things ended very, very well. And just more and more evidence. Again, I'm not here. They're more pleasant to deal with, and they have lower standards and, more realistic. So
let's talk about the standards a little bit, because it sounds like kind of, they are less shallow, less materialistic.
Yes.
Okay. That's important. They look, I don't know, they have the way they look at you is different than a Western girl does. It's not about the standards. Like, I'm not worse than another guy that is 6 foot. Maybe he's dumb and stupid. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, maybe I'm smarter than a guy that is 6 foot, obviously. Right?
Yeah.
You're a better
so you
person.
would say, in other words, they look for other things in the Philippines.
Yes. And I mean, they're short. Like, it gives me a little bit of fair chances. Right? And they're not as programmed as much as the Western girls to go for taller guys. I think it's feminism that does it to them,
Yeah, I have a lot of evidence.
Comfortable, shallow, and it gives less guy chances, like solid guys. It gives them less chances because of things they can't change about themselves.
Yeah.
They don't look for the height, status, and money and shit. Doesn't matter too much. It's also not the most important thing for a relationship. But it's something that the West doesn't understand. And that's what feminism does. And that's how they destroy men, right? They just go also only for the 8, 9s, and 10s, the super chats and Tyrons. And most guys, they don't have a chance. And then we have this narrative that Western girls are tougher to get. No, they're just more shallow and more materialistic. That's it. Simple. They don't open your legs in the Philippines right away when you go there. In those cultures, they are also more conservative. Obviously, I mean, you will find some girls that are easier and then sleep with you on a first date, but it's not common in those countries. It's more in the West, but they go for a certain type of guy.
Yeah. I have a lot of evidence to support that women are, people in general, but especially women, are kind of bots. They're very easy to program. They give it a lot to groupthink. For example, you can see, I don't remember, in the 80s or 90s or early 2000s that, for instance, black guys were all the rage in the United States. Then all of a sudden the Kardashians start dating black guys, and now like it's all the rage, to date a black guy or something like that. Or in the Philippines, it's all the rage to date a white guy. Why is it all the rage to date a black guy in America, to date a white guy in the Philippines? And then in Korea, they both hate black and white guys and only want other Koreans. Like, the women should have the same DNA, a handsome, it shouldn't matter if you're black. It shouldn't matter if you're white. It shouldn't matter if you're this and that. And then they're, like you're saying, they're trained and brainwashed more by feminism to have a general dislike for men. So they're kind of like, well, shit, if I'm going to be with one of these evil male oppressors, he better be super tall. He better be super rich. He better take care of me at the least, because all men are so bad and evil. But you're saying in the Philippines, they don't see it like that. And personality and connection and how well you treat them comes a lot more into play.
Feminism makes them more arrogant, makes them feel like more entitled, makes them feel like they're 10 out of 10, 20 out of 10, 100 out of 10. That's what feminism does to them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in overseas, they're dating more the type of guys that are around their own sexual market value, because they're not entitled, they're not arrogant. Women are not easier overseas. Okay, they're not easy to get laid. They're just more down to earth and more realistic.
Yeah, agreed. Highly agreed.
That's why you have those haters. That's usually your haters, man. They don't understand this. They don't understand female psychology. They don't see the cultural problems, and they have a certain belief system, and they can't operate beyond that belief system. That's the issue with those guys.
Yeah, there's two things to unpack. Number one is dating overseas easy and dating in the West is hard, or is dating in overseas fair and as it should be, and dating in the West is totally messed up? And I would say it's the thing that like you said, in overseas countries, it's not like I see 10s getting with ugly guys. I see girls more or less dating on their level. And a lot of these guys, in the comments that hate on the things that I do, and maybe guys hate on things you do, oh, you just go where you're a white guy with blue eyes and all the 10s line up for you. Anybody who's ever been to a country that's not how it works.
Yeah. Nonsense.
So how has dating overseas affected your confidence and your self-worth? Do you feel like you kind of strut around a bit more? You feel like I don't know, your confidence, your swagger goes up when you're in another country where your height isn't holding you back?
Bro, it felt like I made a quantum jump and shifted timelines. I swear to God, I felt like a normal human being again. It's crazy. I was twice in the Philippines last year. I was overall 6 months. So I went there the first time for 2 months. I came back home to Germany because I had to take care of some stuff. And I was like, what type of reality was that? It felt unreal when I was back home in Germany. And I was like, nah, I have to go back there again, immediately. So I went back there for the next 4 months again. I had to travel back home, unfortunately, because business-wise, things didn't work out well. But man, I enjoyed it.
It looks like you enjoyed it.
Concept. Yeah, that's a story, man. That's one of my favorite days. I was throwing a VIP birthday party, my best birthday party ever, with 95% ladies and 5% guys. That was an insane night that I had. And you can build these type of things. Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. You can build these type of things. Yeah, within a short couple of weeks, months overseas, man. I wouldn't have done it never in the West like this. Insane.
Yeah.
Look at the girls. It's full, man.
Yeah, actually really, oh my God. So I'll be honest. My penis is a little bit racist. He only prefers Latinas, white, black, Asian, not so much. Really only likes Latinas. So I'm not a big fan of Asian girls, but these girls are really nice, my friend. Like
Yes.
I could get down. I could have the. I mean, Filipinas have Spanish blood a little bit, right? So
Yeah, bro was facing loneliness and taking sacrifices for years, and then I was doing things like this, man. All over a sudden, like shifted quick.
it was like dark clouds and no sun and I don't know, cold
It's,
winter, and then all of a sudden
overnight, everything has changed.
the clouds part, the sun comes out, women start appreciating you, they start actually taking note of your personality, they start seeing past the height, giving you a fair chance, and geez,
Yes.
dude, this is so inspiring. I'll let
VIP,
this play out one more time.
yeah,
That was
VIP birthday
too
party,
good.
man.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I think this is pretty obvious. We'll let this play out, and I'll end it in a second. Is there anything else you want to talk about? I had one more question. That's just something you wanted to bring up first before we end this.
Let's continue with the question, then I will see what can
Okay,
come up.
cool. Yeah, I mean, my last question, I think it's pretty obvious one. What would you give to a guy who's in your situation, aka a guy who is in a Western country? Maybe he has, somewhat of his shit together, but the height is holding him back. Online is completely not an option. Even in person, he's getting friend zoned. What would you say to, someone who's in your same situation, feeling the same kind of circumstances? What advice would you give to him?
Yeah, so understand that life is unfair. Like I was in the Philippines, I saw poverty, it hurt. Life is unfair. Some have it easier, some don't. Just accept that. And what you have to do is you have to develop knowledge and wisdom and learn basic human psychology, self-improve, learn red pill, learn dating pickup, whatever it is. Like you have to be complete. You have to work on yourself more than other guys do. And accept that maybe you have to go overseas and don't get influenced by the haters of other people, thinking you just go where it's easier or where women are easier to manipulate and shit, what the feminist bullshit say, right? It's not like that. Just don't listen to the miserable West. Most of them are cucked anyways. Yeah, it's just more. You feel like it feels like humans are like normal. Socializing is much easier. Finding friends, just talking to people in general, they're not miserable. You just walk here around in the West and people are like sad, stressed. You just don't have it overseas. It's not fully feminist. Feminism hurts your masculinity, trust me. If you understand it fully, like we have to learn those things about life and have an understanding on a deeper level. You can use all that knowledge to your advantage, and that knowledge gives you the power and the wisdom.
That's amazing. Yeah, it's kind of like the Stoics say, focus on what you can control. Don't focus on the factors that are outside of your control. You can't change your height. There's some weird bone-breaking surgery where maybe you can extend your limbs. That's hundreds of thousands of dollars and outside the reach of most men and probably very dangerous. For the most part, you can't control your height. Focus on the things you can control. Like you just said, maximize and improve in every way you can. Your confidence, your money, your social skills, your game, your understanding of female psychology, your style, muscle mass, gym, and go to a better dating market where you're highly, highly appreciated.
Can you open up my Instagram and talking about the style? Like show
Absolutely.
the top picture.
Absolutely.
And yeah, guys, don't get depressed. There's nothing wrong with you. It's just in the West, there's demonic things going on. I just felt and saw a difference when I was in the Philippines.
Yeah, I like that. Demonic things going on. Yeah, you got some good fashion here.
This one, the other one on the side, the top one, top left. Yeah, this one.
Okay.
This, yeah, top right. Yeah, this was many girls on Tinder said it's their favorite picture of me. I developed that style. I have that style because I developed a certain character, because I gained certain knowledge and worked on myself. That's why I have this type of style.
Yeah, no, I love it. It's the same thing I teach in my courses and stuff to dress kind of like Tristan Tate, dress business casual. And I'm so glad you're doing big things. Mr. Mo Sophie. This is it. So thumbnails for YouTube, anything like that? Like I guess probably some other little light graphic design work.
Yeah,
long form editing. Yeah, long form editing, short form editing for video. And I don't know, is there anything else you do?
That's my main thing.
Okay.
I might work on courses in the future as well, in the near future.
Okay.
Also, a quick thing I wanted to mention, the age gap, you have more options overseas because the bigger age gap is accepted. It's not like that feminism cucked you men here in the West and judge you. Yeah, and judge you for going for younger girls. They have an issue here if you go for women that are 10 years younger than you. You don't have those issues overseas. It gives you automatically more options. So think about that. Don't listen
Yeah.
to the Western culture. Just get rid of it. Get rid of the programming. It makes you miserable. It makes you depressed. Yeah.
Yeah, I would second that too. I like to date girls around 21, 22, 23 is my sweet spot at roughly the same age. We're both 36, 37. So, and I would share the same experience in terms of my age is not a factor over here. All right, buddy. Well, like I said, you know where to find him. You know what he does, video editing and stuff. I really, really appreciate you doing this. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks,
and maybe
Casey.
we'll have you back on the show. All right, bro.
Let's do that. See ya.
Cheers.
Peace.
Oh, and last thing I'll say, guys, I'm giving free Instagram audits still. So go to my Instagram. I'll pull up my Instagram, RedbeardRants1. And I believe a high status social media is the absolute best way to meet women now. It's outsourceable, and it even, what's it called? Fuels your in-person appearance. If you meet a girl through cold approach, through night game, day game, through friends, and she sees you have a really baller social media. I don't use this social media for meeting girls, by the way, you moron. Well, don't girls get mad when they see you with other girls? I don't use this one, but I'm just showing my Instagram. Message me the word audit, AUDIT, just audit, as in like, you know, I'm going to give you an audit. I'm going to give you a review of your Instagram, and we're going to close out the stream now. Thanks so much for watching, boys. Cheers.